A delightful view of Pittwater at Sydney in Australia, replete with flowers that are sometimes called lamb's tails. But the plant that bears them, Madeira vine, is a foreign invader that poses a significant threat to the Australian bush. A native of South America, Madeira vine is a fleshy, green perennial with shiny, succulent, heart-shaped leaves. In autumn it produces greenish cream to white flowers that droop in long, fragrant sprays like lamb's tails. It's an aggressive climber that threatens moist forest and rainforest edges, and it can climb 40 metres to smother tall trees. In New South Wales, it has been declared a noxious weed. Madeira vine is commonly found on more fertile soils, especially where the ground has been disturbed, such as this roadside nature strip. The natural inclination might be to locate the stem and uproot it, then pull the vines down from the tree, but in a word, don't. Because the climbing stems bear aerial tubers at every leaf junction and along the entire length of the stem, and they also form clusters that weigh the tree down to such an extent that branches can collapse. Their amazing number makes you realise the severe threat to bushland that Madeira vine poses. In a few months, the tubers will ripen and fall to the ground, but even now, before ripening, if these vines are pulled down from the tree, there'll be a cascade of tubers over a larger area, and we'll end up with hundreds of Madeira vines.
I've got to get under the tree to find the stem of the vine and the roots. Here it is. It's really thick. I'll use the scrape and paint method here. Wear rubber gloves and scrape away the thin outer layer of the bark to reveal the green cambium layer for a distance of about 300 millimetres. Quickly apply the poison. Use concentrated glyphosate, that's 360 grams per litre strength. I'm using a hair dye applicator here, but a small tin and brush is just as effective. Continue scraping and painting any exposed roots and reachable stems. If possible, alternate the scrapes from side to side around the stem, but don't ring bark it, because we want this poison to be carried the full length of the vine so as to kill the stem, tubers and roots. Here, under the vine by the side of the road, tubers have already fallen and taken root. The best way to deal with these is to dig them out. Carefully scoop under the green shoot to extract the seedling with the tuber attached. Then bag it. When the job is finished, tie the bag off securely and dispose of it in your garbage bin. Don't put them in the vegetation bin because that's recycled into mulch. You should monitor the area for missed tubers because they're said to remain viable for at least 5 years. In Australia, Madeira vine is said to have been planted beside outside latrines because the leaves, when eaten, were supposed to have a laxative effect. In South America, it is said that the tubers are eaten as a food, and permaculturalists may have introduced it to Australia for this purpose. Possums, rodents and birds probably do spread tubers. Equally possible, and perhaps more likely, is the introduction to new areas by using truckloads of poorly manufactured garden mulch.